June 21st, 2025, the day we begin our assault on Serhiivka. Friendly airstrikes provided cover for our insertion, allowing us to move quietly through the smoke until we could surprise our enemy. With the enemy ground forces severely weakened by the bombing runs, we moved in to clean up what was left in preparation for the reinforcements. Those whom remained refused to go down without a fight, leading to multiple exchanges and close quarters combat in this dense urban environment. What once was a peaceful town is now a raging war zone. Welcome to Serhiivka. After clearing out a nearby town and hunkering down for the night, it was time for our assault on the power plant. It is now very early morning the next day, June 22nd, 2025. I grabbed a ride with some buddies from a forward FOB about 2 clicks south of the town we had stayed in that night. A small group of friendlies had already began their assault on the base, leading to a stalemate, so I decided to take a stealthy approach and eliminate any remaining hostiles in the surrounding buildings in or outside of the compound in order to go ahead and accomplish full dominance over the base. I could hear friendlies in contact, but didn't know exactly where the enemies were. So I decided to use my cover since nobody knew where I was really coming from and just straight up assault the main command tent. I didn't see any enemies, so I decided to keep making my way around to a building where I could get on the second story and keep watch of both the front and rear exits and entrances of the base. Something about the building just seemed off, with bodies scattered around the exterior and the ongoing stalemate still occurring at this time, meaning there were still enemies within very close vicinity to the command tent. So I decided to make entry and make my way upstairs, as I did hear some gunshots from the rear of the building, and luckily I turned around at the right time when After having a very close encounter with those 2 hostiles, almost meeting the Grim Reaper, I decided to go ahead and hunker down and hold security until later in the morning, where there was more daylight to be able to see incoming reinforcements. Sounds like an enemy Vic just approached from the rear. Ever since hearing that vehicle make contact with a tree, I've still yet to see any... Oh, there he is. The Russians are definitely fully aware of our presence now. We took the base and now they're trying to take it back again. They've even called in heavy armor. We do have an enemy BTR on site. At this point I was trying to get a line of sight on the BTR before it could level my building and saw me before I saw him, so we got an eye on him there. And at this point I'm just holding security, watching for incoming reinforcements when I spot this guy on the opposing building's top floor. Long story short, we put him down, and then I heard the BTR start to move on my position. So at this point I back away from the window to avoid detection, fully aware with the fact that even though I could see him, I knew the shadows were helping me stay concealed in my environment. Alright, the BTR is starting to make his move, guys. I think I need to finally make my move, get to the ammo depot if he continues to go to the far side of the compound at this point. So at this point we make our move. I decide to exit out the side of the building and use the buildings for concealment and rotate full around to get to the ammo depot and hopefully get a rocket launcher and some more mags, as I'm definitely running through ammunition. While it says I have 8 magazines, I'm pretty sure half of them are empty or half empty, so we're rather close to the ammo depot at this point, and I hear the BTR engaging with either a helicopter or some other form of heavy armor. So I decide, after I get to this building, waited out a couple seconds, I was going to make my move. Alrighty boys, I think it's our time to go. Coast looks clear. Oh shit. Definitely not clear. Okay. Alright, I'm not going to be able to grab the rocket launcher. We need to go. Oh my god. How's the one time I choose to go? And then there's heavy contact. Oh my god, that's good. Holy shit. Bro. I need to get inside this warehouse now. We're kind of clear for the moment. While I was able to remain partially undetected, at least, I made my way into the warehouse and hunkered down for a second to wait for any incoming threats, and then the Russians at this point had taken over the base. I had eyes on guys at the tent here, but I didn't know if it was right to take a shot or not. Not only am I essentially surrounded at this point with all friendlies at the base pretty much eliminated. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 friendlies on exterior, but for the most part I was alone, so I was going to move forward and guarantee myself a kill, at least one, when I saw an enemy technical go by. I knew as soon as I'd take my shot he'd converge on my position, but I planned to immediately exit out the rear as soon as I took my shot. Okay, time to go. He's coming. I reflanked all the way around the compound back to where we started when I heard some rustling in a nearby bush, so I decided to wait him out and see if it was my own footsteps or somebody else's, and let it be known, it was not my footsteps. Do we think he had any friendlies with him? Or any friendlies for him, at least? Drop that guy. I'm gonna move back to the building now, where we started in. It's been very intense. I think we're still both the heavy armor on base, and we were able to grab a rocket launcher off one of our dead friendlies, so rest in peace, but thank you for the ordnance. Should be able to hopefully get usage out of it if we're able to get that off. I don't remember leaving this door open, so hopefully the enemy already passed through here, but we're going to be very careful in clearing this out. At this point, the enemy was full force trying to regain control of the base, with enemy little birds doing strafes overhead, trying to level buildings with what ordnance they had left. Little did I know an enemy sniper had eyes on my position. It was about to make my day much worse. I had taken 2 hits, to where I don't know, but I knew I was bleeding bad and running out of time. At this point I was definitely on the ground and out for the count when I heard the enemy approaching the building start to cook off grenades, attempting to get him in the window. Luckily this guy was a bad throw, but I wasn't so lucky on the second throw. I woke up just in time as a grenade entered my room. Clinging to what strength I had left, I knew I had to eliminate the threat entering the building. And under pure adrenaline at this point, I don't know why I didn't have the thought to go ahead and make sure I wasn't bleeding. I could have swore I heard multiple footsteps, and it wasn't until I started to lose color that I knew it might have been too late.